I love this. I love everything. I just had so much fun making this. Hi everyone, it's Lee here. Welcome to day 3 of Junk Journal January. The prompt for today is throwback. Junk Journal January is hosted by Meg Journals in collaboration with Get Messy Art. So I forgot to say that a couple of times now, but it is here on my my little list of prompts, and it's also in my video description box. Now yesterday, I hope you all watched my jelly print video. I know it wasn't like a tutorial or anything, but I just want to show you something. When I was talking about using the same 3 colours throughout the journal, you know, to make all my colours that I'm going to be using throughout the journal. And when you look at those colours that I made from my 3 colours here, when I did the swatch and white, and then you look at these jelly prints, and can you see how the jelly prints actually look quite at home against these other swatches? And that's because I used the same colours, the same 3 colours on the jelly plate. So these are the prints that I did on the little pieces of deli paper. So any one of these is going to fit in perfectly into my journal using the colours that I've taken out. Another thing I want to show you is this little stamp. Wow, I'm so glad I found this again. I'd bought them and I don't think I ever used them. They came from the toy store and it's a set of 4. They would have been pretty inexpensive. They might have even come from like a dollar store or something like that, but it was in the kids section, and I absolutely love this one here. It looks a bit like bubbles. Like, that's the way it's stamped. So I just used excess paint that was on the gel plate to make them. Okay, so you'll be seeing more of this little red rubber stamp. It's only about 2 inches wide, if that, but it's perfect. And I have my palette here, still with the same paints on it. So this is a Stay Wet palette, so as long as I remember to shut the lid on this, that paint won't dry out. And even the paint that I mixed on the lid, still wet. I want to do a double spread. I really, really, really want to do a double spread. So this is the next page in my book. So that was day 1, and that was resolutions, that was quote, and now I've got this page here. I think I need to seal the spine up, so I'm going to put some masking tape down there. Masking tape, which I didn't bring to the desk with me, of course. It couldn't be that organised. But it's only about 10 feet away. Got it. So I'm just going to use this narrow stuff. This is a shock and roll. It keeps shock and roll. Shock and roll. Okay. It's a shocking roll. Splits all the time. So thanks very much for everyone who's been watching and commenting and giving me thumbs up. And the last time I looked, I was 1 subscriber of 4,000. Excuse me. Yeah, so that was really exciting to see. The 4,000 mark, getting closer and closer. Now, where is that thing? Here it is. I've got a little round jelly plate here, and I want to mix. I'm trying to speak clear. I want to mix. I want to mix a dark out of this blue. Can you even see it? No, you can't. There we go. So on my swatch here, see this colour? You would almost get away with calling that a chromatic black. So a black is a colour, a dark colour that you make out of other colours. So a chromatic black, I should say. That would possibly be counted as one as well. So I want to make a really dark colour to put in my background, and I'm going to make it on this little jelly plate. So that's that Australian Red Violet that I added to my palette. I cheated and added it in. So that's not dark enough, so it needs more red. Isn't it funny adding red to make it darker? See how darker it's gotten? Let's see if any more red will make it darker, or if it will start turning it back the other way. No, it's gone the other way now. You only get to a certain point and then it starts to reverse itself. So I need to make it darker by adding the blue back in. Sorry about my book bouncing around there. And maybe a little touch of the yellow might just deepen that a bit. So these are acrylic paints. I'm only going to be using, or any paint that I use out of this palette is going to be an acrylic, in case you're ever wondering. I've had a couple of people ask about that. So I just want to get some of this in various places and see how nice and dark it is. It is pretty much black. I'll just hold that up closer. See that? And that was made from turquoise, red, and a little touch of yellow. It's amazing, isn't it, that you can make a black from those colours. I haven't got a guard behind my pages to stop the paint from getting anywhere else. Two reasons. The main one was I can't stand the noise it makes. I mean, it's nice to have a crunchy journal page, but it's not nice to have that rustle, rustle, rustle every time I'm trying to paint something. So we just put up with paint getting on other pages like it just did then. But that's okay. It's all part of the journey, isn't it? And I hate using that word journey, but it's all part of the process. That you never know, that might end up being the best part of whatever that page turns out to be back there. So I notice when I spread this out a bit thinner, it gets a little grey looking. Just put a bit of water on my brush. See, purpley grey, but in its pure form with no water in it, it's pretty much a black. How much of this do I want to put in there? I don't know. But I'm going to be using some of these papers on this. So I don't really want to do too much of it. But now I've got two patches, I really need to have another patch somewhere. Can't just have two. Upsets the equilibrium of the way my brain works. Okay. So I've had a couple of comments from, now I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She's from the Netherlands and she's just a small channel like me, and I think her name is Muktald. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've heard her say it, but then she's saying it with an accent, so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But her channel is called Daily Dose of Paper, and I love the work she does. She's got some really great ideas. So if you want to have a look at her work, she's only got about 400 subscribers, I think. So if you're interested, I've got a link for her channel in my video description box, and I've also featured her channel on my homepage. So yeah, hop over and have a look what she does. Should I do that? A bit late now, isn't it? It's done. I reckon I shouldn't have done that. Never mind. For anyone who uses acrylic paints and your water gets dirty really quickly, if you actually just squeeze out or wipe out the excess paint on a cloth or a piece of paper towel before you rinse your brush, your water will stay cleaner for a lot longer than if you just put all that excess paint into it. You know, I'm going to put, I know this is the building foundation part of this little page I'm doing, but I'm going to put some dots on that because I don't like it. They'll probably be covered over, so it doesn't matter, but it's bugging me. Yeah, it's gone away now. Okay, so we've got a dark on there. I want to put some light, and I'm actually feeling in the mood. I won't put that on there. I was going to put some gesso on, but I've changed my mind. I want to use some of this turquoise. So turquoise and white. I don't want to mix my paints on this paper because then the paper's all mucky. End up with paint everywhere through your, you know, like different colours. They get contaminated. So because this is acrylic paint, whoopsie. Yeah, it's acrylic paint, so it dries darker than it appears. So I want to get this nice and light. Get some more white. Try not to slop it everywhere this time. So I want to put some of this on here. Some there. I need to make sure I get that masking tape all covered up, even if it's just with gesso. Gesso, the saviour of the modern day artist, although it's been around for a long time. Okay, I'm liking the way those colours are working together. What do you reckon? Do I want to put anything else in there? How about a little paintbrush tip of yellow? See what happens. Pretty much the same colour. No, it's not. It's more yellow in that than I thought there was. Never mind. I'm feeling really happy today. I think because the full moon's gone. And the rain has stopped. What did we get? We did add it up. I can't remember. Lots of rain, and it was just coming in from every which way, wet and everything. It's good to see a bit of sunshine. Like, I love rain, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love rain, but you get to a stage where, you know, everything starts feeling sticky. And yesterday when I was doing the jelly plate stuff, I couldn't get my paint to dry, and yeah, so that just added extra time onto the work I was doing. See how that looks when you cover it over with that other paint? Can you actually see that? I'm just going to hold it up a bit closer. I love that now. I hated it before, but I love it now. I'm not using any red. I know there's red in that, but I'm not going to be using any red, you know, today. I want to stick with blues and greens, plus that dark colour. And the way I'm going, it's going to end up covered over. You know, I'm going to put some of those dots up there. And I do know that they probably will get covered over, but I don't care. I'll put them in there. I love it. Go for some white ones. There's still a bit of colour on the brush though. Down here. I'm doing premature dotting. I'm not worrying about the paint building up on this because that's going to come off. All I need to do is soak it in water when I finish, and it'll come off. Now, what do I want to put in there now? White, or we could go yellowy. I think it would just make a really pale mix with some yellow. And a little bit more white. A lot more white actually. Okay, yeah, that's good. In yesterday's jelly print video, if you're wondering what the noise was, I did mention that it was raining, but what happens with my microphone is when I'm talking it will pick up my voice, but when I'm not talking it picks up whatever's going on in the background, and yesterday it was rain. So that's why it sounded a bit like a fan actually, surging and then turning off again. But it was actually the microphone picking up the rain, and then as soon as I'd start talking it would drop the rain and just get my voice. I didn't realise it actually did that. I'm running out of this black, this black, oh no. That's right. Some up here, some of this white. I'd like to do some stenciling. I think I'm going to add some paper. So because of the colours that I've put into the background, I'd like to use some of the ones that have got similar colour. So put some of these three, and I'm leaning towards this. So, let's just tear a piece. I don't know why I'm tearing off that white, because this is translucent paper. I'm going to put that piece in there. Maybe a piece of this would go alright on there, because that's gold. Got a lot of the gold in there. Okay. Gel medium. I actually think that bit's too big. Yeah. Tear it down a bit. Be nothing left of it before much longer. There. That's better. So I'll put a couple of pieces of this on, and maybe some other bits, a bit of book text perhaps. I don't mind it being wrinkly either, so it's all hanging off the edge of the page. See how that gel medium has actually made that look brighter? There's one thing about acrylic paints is that they have a tendency to dry a bit dull. So I'll get this on, and then I'll have to leave it to dry before I can do any or too much else over the top of it. So I'm really liking the way this is coming together, even though it's very early stages. So now I would like to use a bit of this. There I go again, trying to tear the white off. Don't need to tear the white off. So I'll put that there. See what that looks like. If I don't like this white bit, I can just put another piece over the top. Or put some gesso over it or something. Yeah, don't mind it wrinkled. Now I want a long, oddly shaped, like, but I can't get it to tear the way I want. That's not too bad. Do I want it there or do I want it somewhere else? Everything's around the edge, so I think I'll put it in the middle. Did I say why this is what I'm doing for throwback? Because if I didn't, the reason is it's a throwback to jelly printing, which I haven't done for ages. When I say ages, I'd say it'd be about at least a year since I did a jelly print. And I would have done that for the Makers Collective Collaboration. Say that 3 times in a hurry. Which is where I first met Darcy, because she's in the same group. I had to stop doing the videos because I was just overwhelmed by everything. It was all getting too much for me. Do another bit of this, and then I think I'll get something completely what do you call it? Contrasting. So maybe it's time to add in a bit of this stuff. I'll go for the ziggy zags. I watched a flip through of Darcy's Ephemerember journal. It's awesome. I just love how her brain works. She does stuff, and sometimes I watch her and I think, what the hell are you doing? And that looks awful. Why are you doing that? But it turns out so amazing at the end. Trust her to come up with something fantastic at the end. And her channel's just going crazy at the moment, so if you haven't seen any of her videos, I really recommend having a look. She can talk the leg off an iron pot though. Whereas I struggle to find things to say at times. Okay, this is looking okay. One more bit of this. Let's get a bit of the circles in it. Is it too big? Maybe I'll just keep the circly bit. That's better. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks here, so I'm going to pull that off. And I think I'll put a little bit more of that colour on there, which means I'll have to make some more because it's all gone. I don't think it's as dark as it was before, but that's okay. Do a little bit of mark making. Some more of that in there. And this is so intuitive. I'm not really thinking about too much. I'm just using the same brush. I haven't changed my brush. And I never planned on doing this, but I'm glad that I did it. Now, do I want anything else? Maybe I like those brush marks. They look like leaves. And that's just by pushing down on the side of the brush. So, well, just get some more paint. So I'm using the side of it rather than flat this way. This is so much fun. I'm really having fun doing this. I want to put some more in there now. I was going to stencil. I don't know whether I'm going to stencil now. This is just enjoyable. Look, that one didn't turn out real well. Three flowers up there I think is enough. Okay, enough of that. Alright, now, what can I do next? I feel like a child in a candy store. This is so much fun. Maybe I can switch to a different brush. So let's grab this one. I want to get some white in here. I don't think I'm going to worry about the stenciling. We'll see. I can't resist the urge to put some more dots in here. I shouldn't have done that. That looks silly when you do like two corners like that. That's alright. See, you could go around those circles with a, you know, marker or something. Okay, so I'm just going to use some white straight from my palette, and I'm going to put some more marks on here. Let me just put a white center in these flowers. Like so. And then I might do some white these. All I'm doing is just pressing that paintbrush down. I'll just keep going until there's virtually no paint left, which is going to be pretty soon. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. What next? What next? I liked when I put those marks around the edge of that bit of paper, so I'm going to do that here. Oops, too much paint. Let's do some on this, like teardrops. So what I'm doing with the brush is just touching it at the top of the stroke and then pushing it down, so it looks like either leaves or teardrops. It's a funny one. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is pick up some of the turquoise straight. And see, like there's all those different colours in there, but everything works perfectly with everything else because those same three colours have been used. So yeah, it's quite an eye-opener when you do that. Let me just do maybe, how about a leafy thing. don't like that top one. It's better. I cannot tell you how much I'm enjoying doing this. And I mentioned about, you know, reconnecting with my paints in a previous video. And I did not realise how much I missed painting. And I'm very easily distracted by something else that I'll get interested in. You know, I'll see somebody do a video and I'll think, oh, I want to try that. And I sort of can't help myself. I have to have a go at something else all the time. When I first started painting, I had, it was like a student's set of tubes of acrylic paint. They were really good value actually. They were big tubes, probably, I don't know, they probably had about 150 mils in them of paint. So yeah. They lasted for ages, and how I got started. I mean, I'd always been interested in art, always, and I wanted a big picture, some sort of modern art piece to put in my lounge room, my living room, and I was looking at stuff, and I thought, I don't particularly like a lot of it, and I reckon I can make something better, as you do. So I went and bought some paints, and the first painting that I ever did, oh God, it was so shocking. I actually took it outside and hosed the paint off the canvas because I couldn't afford to go and buy another canvas. So, the funny thing is that you could still see that painting on the back. Like if you looked at the back of the canvas, you could see the original painting. It was like there as a reminder of how awful the start was. But yeah, I actually took art as a subject at school, at high school, and yeah, I wanted to pursue a career back in those days as an artist, or an art teacher was really what I wanted to do. Okay, so that looks quite nice. This is, I'm really excited about this. I'm loving it. Okay, what do I do next? What do I do? I'm so excited. I want to make some more of this black. Just get the excess paint off my brush by rolling it. I want to put something there. I reckon this brush is, I need a smaller brush. I'm going to switch that one out to this one, which is smaller. So I want to do something some big leaves. So I'm going to make the leaves and then I'm going to join them with a stem. My friend and I, we used to paint every week. It was a routine that we had. It sort of went by the wayside when she went back to work though, so we tried to keep it up after she started work by doing, you know, painting on the days when she wasn't working. But yeah, she's working full time, so we don't do that anymore. And I really miss it. How am I going to join that stalk onto this leaf? I'm going to have to go up here like that. Maybe I need to put another one out here. Maybe this wasn't such a great idea to do it this way, but anyway. Okay, now I want to get some more black in here. I'm just going to put some black dots. I'm just going to trail them over to the other page. You know, like a connecting path from one page to the other. Pretty much just doodling with a paintbrush, really. I don't know that it needs a lot more. I know it's busy, but it's meant to be busy. I've got stitching on the edge of that page there, that's why it's hard to do that mark. Maybe just a couple more of these sort of things. Maybe some smaller of these little flowery things. Without the center. Now, what I want to do is add some highlights, and to do that I want to use like a nice limey colour, something like this one. Some yellow, some white, and a bit of the turquoise. See how this works out. Remembering that it will be darker when it dries. I think it needs, I don't know, I think it's okay. I'm just going to go in and maybe just put some little bits in here and there, like that. Just paint around a couple of things without it having any real purpose at all, you know, like, not like I'm going to paint around the whole thing, so just in a couple of places here and there. Just where I think it might be looking maybe a little bit dull. We need some brightness in there. Take it up over some of the paper. And then I might make some marks with it. I'm stuck with these same things, aren't I? Repeating. If I put that there, then it looks like it's a leaf. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to call that finished. 3's not very good, is it? Because I'm writing over that stitching. So we didn't end up using the stencil, or a stencil. I didn't even have one out. But yeah, I love this. I love the colours. I love everything. I just had so much fun making this. Thoroughly recommend doing it, because pretty much there's no fantastic skill needed. You just need to start putting stuff down on the paper, on the page. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you for another video soon. So the next one we've got, where's my list? Here it is, right in front of me. So that was Throwback. The next one is Tuck Spot. Okay, it's going to be a little bit different in an art journal, but we'll work it out. Okay, Have fun, everybody. Give this a try. You only need 3 colours plus white. So red, blue and yellow. And depending on the red and the blue and the type of yellow you get, you can make hundreds of different colours. Like that's what I got. And that and that is my 3 colours. So all those other colours came from those 3 plus white. So, love this. Absolutely love it. And I hope you enjoyed watching me make this, and I hope that you will have a go yourself. So till tomorrow, cheers from Australia. Hooroo.